Hey everyone, my name's Rudy Anderson. How you doing today? Thanks for watching, I appreciate it. Not everybody does, so I appreciate you coming. Today we're gonna review the movie Remember the Titans, which is an awesome movie and one of the best soundtracks. It's got a great soundtrack. Songs like Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Spirit in the Sky, na 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 na. It's got a great soundtrack, so next time I want you to listen to the movie, watch the movie, and actually listen to the words of the soundtrack. So it's got a great soundtrack. And it also has a great meaning with leadership and the decisions they made throughout the movie, which impacts, since it's based on a true story, impacts everybody. And I think watching the movie, we all take something from it. But this is going to be my twisted view on it, so pay attention. We're not quite sure how it's going to go. But basically, I'm going to cover the impacts, basically the values, styles, leadership things, how they did what they did, why they did what they did. So that's what we're going to cover today. And the first one's going to be the core leadership values, and I think Coach Boone, very authoritative. He came in and he laid down the law and didn't take any nonsense from anyone. When he first came in, he was a little skeptical about the way he got the job, and he didn't want to put somebody in the same position he was put in, and he made those concerns known, and that shows his integrity. And he fulfills that integrity and holds that throughout the entire movie. But his, the courage to stand up and do what he did for himself and for his team and his family, and to go into basically an all-white school district as an only colored person to coach, and then bring in a team, which was the first year that was integrated, was phenomenal. But he stuck to his guns, and he made sure that what he thought would happen would happen. He had a game plan, and he stuck to his guns. He knew how to coach. He had that confidence. And he knew just given a chance, he would be able to do it. And he proved eventually that he could do it. And it turned out very well for him. Yost, on the other hand, with his core leaderships, I think he felt sort of, on a back seat because he was sort of demoted from head coach when Boone took over. But he showed respect for Boone, Boone. And he did his job, but he did it as a minimalist. He really gave up and was a laissez-faire at this point in time. He just sort of showed up, made a point in time, and said, okay, I'm here. But he was watching, and he was paying attention and seeing what was going on. And he didn't like the way, once they went to camp for the 2 weeks, he didn't really like the way that the head coach Boone was treating the kids. He thought they was working too hard. And he was actually said, it's a high school football team, we're not Marines. Take it easy on them, you're overdoing it. And that's when Coach Boone said, no, you take it easy on these guys, you're just giving in to them. You have to fight them, you have to be up to them, and you have to build them up to make them stronger. You don't give in to them, you build them up. And I think that started the big turning point. Another thing is the different styles. Boone came in and set the standards. Bam, bam, bam. He saw there was an issue from the very beginning. And when they started loading on the buses, he said no. He got everybody off the buses and separated them to African American white, and separated them so they would have to get to know each other and be with each other. Because if they were gonna be a cohesive team, they had to learn to be together and had to learn about each other. And he forced that through the camp, which was, he didn't give up on. He just wrote them and insisted if they didn't get along, it was going to be even harder and harder and harder. It's much easier to get along with people than it is to actually not. It takes more energy for anger than it does to get along and know people. And he did that. And the laissez-faire that Boone took, Boone just sat back and just relaxed and did the minimum of his job. I mean, he took a backseat basically. He wasn't comfortable with it, but he didn't let it know. He took it and he took it in stride and he took it with his confidence and still had respect for the head coach, but took it in a very laissez-faire aspect where he didn't do much until basically the parents started getting involved. And the scene in the office when the one parent came in and just went off on Coach Boone, and he stood up and said no, and defended Coach Boone for the first time and his methods, and because of him being African American made absolutely no difference. I think that's when the tide started to turn. And at the Battle of Gettysburg, when they did the 5 miles out to the Battle of Gettysburg, and Coach Boone said, alright, basically, if we don't come together on this hallowed ground, we will be destroyed. And I think that was an interesting point and turned both coaches, both Yotes and the team around. And shortly after that is when Gary started pumping up and being part of the team. He was the first follower. So Gary got involved, and then he got Petey involved. And slowly after, the one dancing on the yard, another one started joining them, which was Gary, and then Petey. And then the rest of the team started following. So they started to get momentum and gaining ground with the positiveness of his leadership. Even though it was very authoritative and very dictative, he did give them some authority because he did make Gary fire the one kid from the team, so he started delegating authority, and he basically went through Kelly's 8 rules. The sense of urgency, he started from day one on the buses going to camp, guiding coalition to the team. He set the standard, set it high, and started living by it. He developed a vision and strategy by dividing them on the bus and starting to bring them together. He gave empowerment. He gave empowerment to Petey and to Gary. I keep forgetting his name. And for them to make decisions on the team, because the team was following them. They started to be the first leaders, and the rest were following behind them. The short-term wins were the games. Every single game they won, and every single game they started winning together. Once they were in the real world, away from the bubble, from the camp, when they all bonded together for the first time, is when it started making a big impact. They consolidated change once they got home, was still hanging out and doing things together, and they enjoyed that, and they anchored the behavior with staying together forever. And organized Isaac Cashel, the coach knew going in that it was a racial problem, and from the very, very, very beginning, from the buses on the way to camp, he started fixing that problem. He started changing that culture, and that's what he needed to do. And he knew that. He knew he had to unfreeze the culture, which was in the camp, freeze it, which was when they got back into society, and then, or change it when they got back into society, my bad, and then freeze it once again. And they solidified that, and they did that, and overall, it was a great movie, and I enjoyed it, and every decision they made will impact and will have a ripple in everyone's future. And they made the right decisions and made the right ripples in everybody's future, because they worked together and they figured it out, and it was a great team effort. Y'all have a great day. Any questions or anything? Let me know. Enjoy talking to you. Have a great day.